What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Today we are going to be giving our character a custom face, and we're going to be giving them 3D clothing. So let's get straight into it. Okay, so instead of opening Blender to start off, we're actually going to open up Roblox Studio, which you guys should have installed on your computer. So once you've opened up Roblox Studio, you're going to want to click on Classic Baseplate, just like this. And then once you've done that, I have this face pack, which is in the description, and you're going to want to click Try in Studio, and then use this to select a face that you want. So I already have that, so I'm just going to open it up. And it is pretty big. It has a lot of faces. So the first thing we're going to do is select what face we want. So I'll just look through the ones. Okay, so I've chosen the one that I'm going to use, and it's actually going to be this one right here. So what you're going to want to do once you find the one that you're going to use is just double click on it, and then go to this View tab over here, and click Properties. And that should open up this little bar right here. And you're just going to want to copy this link under Texture, so just Control C on your keyboard, and then go back to Models and look up Rig, and just click on R6 Rig, like that. Bring it over here, and now what we're going to do is we're going to click on the character, ideally their face, so that an orange box pops up around it, and right here where you see Texture, you're just going to want to click on that and paste it in, that link that you just copied. So now we have the face on the character. So you're going to want to do now is go back into Properties and go into the face. But we're actually going to go into the head and change the brick color to whatever skin tone your character has. So I'm just going to figure out which one I use, and I'll be right back. Okay, so mine is actually light orange right here. And now what we're going to do is click on R6, right click, and do Export Selection. So you're going to go into your folder where you made your file and just make another folder inside of that and name it face, and you can just enter it in there. You can name it whatever you want and just click save. So now that you've done that, you're going to want to go back into Blender, and you're going to want to click on your face and then click this little button right here, click that, and it should say 001 after it. And now, right here, under base color, you're going to want to click on that and click remove. Now that you've done that, we can change the base color to image texture by clicking this little yellow dot. Now we're going to want to click open, just like this, and you're going to want to find that file that you just saved your face to. So mine is actually right here. Just going to click on it and click open image. And now, as you can see, my photo, or my face, is on there. Okay, so now that we've done the face, we're actually going to do the 3D clothing. So what you're going to want to do is click on your left arm, or your right, it doesn't really matter. Then you're going to want to do Shift B, and then just click, just like that. And then click Tab on your keyboard, and that's going to bring you into edit mode. So you're going to want to do now, on this little menu right here, you want to click Loop Cut. And up here, you're going to see this Y. You're just going to want to click on that, and then zoom in on your arm. So you can use this little hand tool to move you around if you need to. And now that we're on loop cut, if you just hover over the arm, you're going to see this little yellow line. You're just going to click on it and drag down, just like that. And now what you're going to want to do is click on this little x-ray tool down here and go into select box and just select that first, and then select all of this. Just like that. Make sure none of this is selected, so we can get rid of that by just doing it again. So just like that. Perfect. Ooh, do that again. There you go. And do X, delete faces. Okay, so now that we've done that, we can get out of edit mode by clicking Tab, just like that. And as you can see, we're in the wrong thing, so you can just go to this. And now we have the clothing. So you're going to want to do now is click on the other, or the same arm that you duplicated, and then go into this little world tab, click this little duplicate button, and rename this to skin. And now we can click on this, click on this and click remove. And where it says base color, you're going to see this little white box, and just change this to whatever skin tone you have. So I'm just going to go over here, and by the way, I'm navigating by clicking shift and the little thing over tab. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get right here. I can just click Y, and then go click this little eyedropper icon, and then select your skin tone. Okay, so now that we've done that, you can see that the skin is actually showing through. So what we're going to want to do is just scale down the skin. But before you do that, we're going to want to right click on this and click set origin, click origin to geometry. Now that we've done that, we can just decrease the size. Oh, we don't want to do that. We want to decrease the whole size. So you can just click on that, and there we go. Now as you can see, we have the clothing separated from our skin. And what we're going to want to do now is click on this, the clothing part of it. Okay, so you're going to click this little gear icon right here, and then just delete subsurf, and you're going to do add modifier and do solidify, just like that. And right here, you can change the thickness to whatever you want. So we can just increase this, just like that. And as you can see, the clothing is a little bit more thick now. So what we're going to want to do next is go to add modifier and do multi-resolution. And you're just going to want to do subdivide, subdivide, subdivide. Okay, so now that we've done that 3 times, our arm looks a little bit more round and more like a Roblox character and not just like a block. And yeah, so what we can do now is just go back into edit mode, actually, and make sure you have your main thing deselected, and go into sculpt mode, and go into cloth. And now is where we can start to actually make it look more 3D. So you can skip this step if you want to just keep it like this, but I would definitely recommend doing this. We can just increase the radius by going into this and just increasing this. I would not make it too big, but this is what I'm going to go with. So you're just going to want to like drag around, play with it, kind of like I am. Don't try to make it look like too bumpy like I just did. Just try to make it look like a cloth kinda. And you're just gonna want to do that for all parts of the character. So I'm just doing this pretty fast, but you can take your time on this to make it look however you want it to. You want to try to fix it when it does that, because that doesn't end up looking too good. But we can go to the top and do the top too. The top doesn't work as well, but you still want to do it. We can also go over here, just move over here, and do this side. You might not have the back part of your GFX, but it's still important to do this depending on what you're going to use as your pose. Okay, so now that we've done that, we can go back into object mode. And as you can see, we now have 3D clothing on this arm, and we're going to do the same thing for the other arm. So you're just going to want to click on the right arm, do Shift D, just click, and now you're going to want to go into edit mode by clicking tab, move over to the arm, and just click Y, and then you can use the hand tool to move around like so. And now we're just going to want to do the same thing. So we can just do loop cut just like that, select this and bring it down just like that. And now we can go back into select box and make sure the X-ray tool is on, select this and click X9 or delete faces. Okay, so now we've done that, we can go back into object mode and we have the arm. Let's make this a little bit smaller again. I'm just going to copy the dimensions of the other thing, of the other arm. You can just do that by clicking on it and going to item, and the scale, you're going to want to just copy that. But before we do that, you're going to want to click on the arm and right click, do set origin to geometry. So that will make it more centered when you scale it. So let's just paste that in. And okay. So as you can see, our arm is now a little bit smaller, but we can just make sure that that is the right dimensions. Okay, so that is not. So you're just going to want to copy it again and paste it. So we can go back into this and just make a new thing just like we did for skin. So just copy it, do skin, and click this, click remove, and you're going to click on the white box again and just select the color of your character's skin tone, click on the little eyedrop thing again, and there we go. Okay, so now that we've done that, we can go back into this, do this little gear icon, and click X for that modifier. You're going to want to do add modifier and do subdivide, just like that, and change the thickness to whatever you want. I am going to copy the same thickness from the other arm, so I can just copy that, just like that, Control C, go back into this, thickness, change it to that. So now it's a little bit thicker. And we can also add a multi-resolution, and you're just going to want to do subdivide, subdivide, subdivide. It's going to do it 3 times. Okay, so now what we can do is we can go back into sculpt mode and just do the same thing with our cloth tool. So we can just do it here. Yeah, there we go, it's working. Try not to make it look like too fake. I'm kind of making it too fake, so I need to fix that. Let's see here. When there's too many creases, it looks like too much. So we can just undo that. You can do that by clicking Control Z. There you go. So you don't want to do too much or else it doesn't look that good. Oh, I kind of just did it again, but it's fine. There we go, that's a lot better. And then just do the same thing for all the other parts of the arm. Ooh, that was bad. And it doesn't have to be perfect. I just like to make it pretty decent to make the best GFX possible. And I'm just gonna keep doing this until it looks right. Okay, let's do it over here too. It's harder to see over here, but you can still kind of see the creases. And this is just making it look more 3D. Okay, so now that we've done that, we can go back into object mode, and as you can see, we now have the 2 arms, and they look really good, but we still have not done the chest, so let's do that now. So we can go back into the modifiers, and we don't have to do solidify this time. We can just delete subsurf, and then do add modifier, and then do multi-resolution, and then just do subdivide, 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 just like that 3 times. And now we can just go into sculpt mode, and we can move over here. Oop, I messed that up. Shift. Okay, there we go. So we can just make this look realistic as possible. But yeah, now that we've done that, we can go back into object mode, and we have successfully done all the top part. And now we are going to make these pants fuzzy. Also, shout out to Cubebyte for the information of this fuzzy stuff. So now what we're going to do real quick before we get started with that is we're going to click Edit, Preferences, and look up node, N-O-D-E, and just make sure node wrangler is on. You don't need to have these on, but I just do. So now we can close that and get started with the clothing. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to Chrome and open a new window and just look up ambient CG, just like that. And oh, I spelled it wrong, of course. And we can just go to explore assets, and then you just want to do fabric. So we can just look for any fabric that you think looks nice. I'm probably gonna go with something that looks more pajama type. So I will find one that I like. Okay, so I'm going to be using this one. It is Fabric 036. And you're just going to want to download the 4K file, and that will start to download to your computer. So what you can do now is wait for that to load. And it takes about 30 seconds, so we can just speed this up. Okay, it is now done, so what we can do is just go to our files and find where that should be in downloads, and you're just going to want to right click on it and do extract all, extract, and now that's going to extract it from the, I'm not sure what this is called, but it'll extract it into a folder. Okay, so what we're going to want to do now is go back into Blender and open up a new shader tab. You can just do that by going over here, and you should see this little plus icon up here. You're going to want to click and drag it to the middle, just like this. And instead of having this, we can go to shader editor. You're going to want to click on this and do use nodes, and you're just going to make sure that this is there. So now what you're going to do is click on Principal BSDF and do Control Shift T, and then go to downloads, find your fabric, and just select all of it, just like that. And now, as you can see, everything is fabricated, even the pajamas. Those look really comfy, but we don't actually need the sweatshirt. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna undo that and make a new texture. So we can just duplicate that and do pants. Oh my god, I cannot spell today. Okay, so we can just do PJs. And now that we've done that, we can select it again and do Control Shift G, or sorry, Control Shift, make sure Principal DS is selected, and do Control Shift T. And now you're going to want to select everything and do that, just like that. So we'll have to do it for both pants, but as you can see, it looks a lot better already. Do it for this one, and just make a new texture, PJs 2, and click on Principal VSDF, Control Shift T, open that, and now as you can see, we have our 3D clothing and our face. So that is going to be it for this video. In our next video, we will be doing hair and probably some lighting, I'm not sure though. But thank you guys all for watching. Make sure you guys go follow my Twitter at itslincolnblocks, and that is just new. So I'll see you guys all in the next one. Bye.